Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Christina with Cuddles by Christina. And happy Friday, everyone. Friday, or Fry Soleil, as I call it. We made it through another week. I hope everyone had a great week and a good day so far. Hope everyone's looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. I am so excited because tomorrow I am seeing Grease. Grease is the word, is the word, is the word. I can't wait. Sandra, I'll send you a playbill. It's gonna be awesome. So it was one of my birthday presents, was seeing this local production of Grease. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I wanted to get on tonight because I meant to do another way back Wednesday. But my Wednesday turned into something pretty unexpected. So I wanted to tell you guys the craziness I was dealing with. I was on the phone with Sandra last night telling her everything. And it's, you can't make this stuff up. So yeah, lots to talk about. So I'm gonna chat about that and do a fun random April tag. So we'll answer some fun questions. But first, I do want to introduce this sweet little one. Well, reintroduce. He hasn't been on in a little bit, but this is my sweet Clarence. And he is the long sold out limited edition Jordis sculpt. And I won him at the Yofi Doll Show back in December. And he was created by Snuggabug Reborn. And he was my raffle prize. Isn't he so precious? Oh my gosh, I love him. So this gown, I don't know, I feel like the fit, it is a bit snug. I mean, I know that's the style of these gowns. It is very soft and very cute. So I wanted to try this on him. I don't know it's my favorite, but we'll see. we'll leave it for now. Anyway, guys, it has been an insane week. So Wednesday night, when I was gonna try to do a video, I heard this like commotion outside my apartment, and I heard like a kid yelling or running around, which I thought was weird just because our upstairs neighbors had moved out and there weren't any other kids that I've seen, you know, around my building at least. So I kind of opened my door and I saw this woman talking with a female cop, and there were all these bags of like groceries and clothes and things, just like everything like piled outside, like under the staircase. And I was like, what in the world? I hadn't seen this woman before. So I wasn't going to interrupt her conversation with the police. So I closed my door. I called my mom. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but stay tuned. Something's going down. I don't know what it is. So a few minutes later, I opened my door again, and this young woman was sitting on the bench under the stairs. And she had to have been like early 20s. And she had this baby with her, like a year old. Beautiful, beautiful, sweet baby girl. And I said, are you okay? And she said, no, I just got kicked out of my apartment. She said she had lived in the building next door to me. She had only been there 2 weeks. She had been staying with this boyfriend who was then verbally abusive to her. And she, you know, had ended things, but she said she was starting this new job, and then, you know, she was gonna work for a few weeks or a couple months to save money and then get her own place with her daughter. And she was showing me videos of this guy like cursing her out, being like really was being abusive. And she said the night before, she had been out with some friends and the car battery died. So they had to sleep in their car. And the next morning, I guess her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend's mom said, yeah, you have to get out. So I guess it was her boyfriend, and his mom. And she just decided, no, I want you gone. And the woman even asked, like, well, why? What's the reason? Just because I was hanging out with my friends, even though she did say it was the middle of the night. That's another story. I'm like, I don't know why you were out at 2, 3 a.m. when you have a 1-year-old, but that's neither here nor there. So she said there wasn't even a reason given. The mother just said, no, there's no reason. No, I just want you gone. I guess they were getting ready to move out in a few weeks, and all her stuff was just kicked to the curb. And I felt horrible. And I said, well, let me at least, can I take your milk and put it in my fridge until you figure this out? Because the cop was trying to help her find a shelter or, help her figure out what to do. And she said, oh, yes, thank you. And can you charge my phone? Would you mind plugging it in? I said, no problem. So I took her phone, plugged in her phone, put her milk in the fridge. And a few minutes later, the cop knocked on my door. And she said, hey, I'm waiting to hear back from a hotel for them to give her a special raise. So they're going to hopefully call her soon. Just keep an ear out, when her phone rings. I said, sure, yeah, no problem. Hopefully they'll be able to help her out here, because it was already almost 8 o'clock at this point. And so a few minutes later, the young woman knocked. She said, can I please use your restroom? And I said, of course, even though it's not usually something I would do, letting someone I don't know into my home. She had this baby. What are you going to do? I said, yeah, come on in. You can use the bathroom. So her phone was charged, enough, or a little bit at this point, enough to be able to make some calls. So then the hotel did call her. I heard it on speakerphone. The front desk person was very nice, understood the situation, and said, yeah, we can get you in it'll be $81 for the night. And the woman said, well, I start my job tomorrow. I don't know what to do. I can't, can I pay when I get paid tomorrow? They said, no, you have to pay up front when you check in. Otherwise they can't hold a room for you. So she said, I don't know what to do. I said, I'm so sorry. So she steps back outside, I guess to keep making phone calls. And I called my sister just to chat. I hadn't talked with her since she flew back home to California. So I was telling my sister, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I told her what was going on. I said, and she's still trying to figure something out. My sister was like, and the baby is still out there? Like, they're outside. I said, yeah. And my sister said, look, I'll pay for the hotel. There's a baby. I cannot leave this baby outside overnight. It's Florida. It's not like they're going to freeze to death. It's not winter, but still, it's very dangerous. You don't want to leave this poor, sweet baby who had nothing to do with any of this, on the street. So I said, oh my God, I didn't call you to ask you to do that. I thought it was a crazy situation and I just didn't know what to do. So I wanted to tell you about it. She said, no, I know. You didn't ask me. This is what I want to do. So I step outside. I said, look, my sister's going to get you a room. She's calling the hotel now to get you set up. I said, we'll get you a car and you can figure things out. And I said, tomorrow, if you're set with your job, my husband and I can watch your daughter just so you can get on your feet. If you feel comfortable, if you want to drop her off tomorrow morning, we'll be here. I work from home, but my husband was off, so, we could manage. And she was so grateful. She was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to get paid the same day and, I'll have money. But in my head, I'm thinking, you're getting paid the same day. What kind of jobs pay you the same day? Nothing usually legit. And I told her, well, I hope that if you're working tomorrow, you don't, miss out on a shelter or someone calling you. She said, no. My new boss knows my situation, knows what's going on. They're cool with it. They understand, if I have to take a phone call. And I said, okay, if you got this job in the bag and they want you to start tomorrow, I will help you out by watching the baby. So we get her a car. It's like 10 o'clock at night at this point. I mean, this poor baby had to have been exhausted. So we get her a car to the hotel and get her set up. And I said, I'll just call you in the morning, to get the baby here so that you have time to get to work. So the next morning, she texts me saying, hey, I need another night. Is that okay? And I'm like, kind of pushing it, but let me see what I can do. Got a hold of my sister. She said, yeah, that's fine. I'll extend it one night for her. That's fine. So I said, I'll send a car over so you can get to work. So she comes here with the baby. Adorable, sweet girl. She was so well behaved. She actually looked like the Paris sculpt from Ashton Drake. That's what she reminded me of. This sweet little 1-year-old baby. So then the mother said, oh, my boss said she'll pick me up here, so I'm just going to wait outside. I said, oh, great. Just, keep us updated when you can. We'll see you when you get off work. So she steps outside like 25 minutes later. She knocks on the door. My phone was just turned off, and my boss can't find me. I didn't tell my boss where I am. And I'm like, if your boss already made plans to pick you up, wouldn't they already have the address? Like, it was getting really, really sketchy and really complicated. So my husband said, here, I'll get a hold of your boss so you can, figure it out and, hopefully still get to work. Because she said she was supposed to start at 10 o'clock and it was already like after 10:30 at this point. So she uses my husband's phone to call her boss, and she said, oh, okay, I understand. Really? I'm only hearing her end of the conversation. She goes, yeah, because of my situation, you don't need me? Okay. So she hangs up. She says, yeah, I just lost the job because of my situation. Yeah, they're not going to hire me now. And I said, but I didn't say this, but I was thinking, if you already said your boss knew your situation, that all of this was happening like during your interview and they were still willing to hire you, now they're turning around and saying, no, you no longer have a job here, made no sense. So then she says, well, my brother sent me money via Cash App, and my Cash App isn't working, but I can pay for the hotel that way. Do you have Cash App that I can just send it to you? I said, no. I said, no, I don't use Cash App. I don't think it's as secure as like PayPal or Venmo. I said, can't your brother use PayPal or Venmo or some other form? No, he's in the military. So he doesn't have any of those things. I'm like, it takes 2 minutes to set up a PayPal account. Like, even if he's in the military, if he helped you once, why can't he send you money through another app? So weird. But I wasn't going to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this Cash App for you to try to pay for the hotel and then I'm left with some unexpected charges. Like, no, I'm sorry. I felt bad, but I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. She said, okay, I understand. Well, I guess I'll go back to the hotel and try to figure something out. I said, yeah, that's a good plan. And so she finally left. The baby was only here for an hour. So the whole day I'm thinking, I wonder if I'm going to hear from her again. Like, I wonder what's going to happen. So I didn't hear anything the rest of the day. Then this morning, she calls me again. I just need one more night, but the rate went up. Instead of 82, it's like 120 now. Please, I just need one more day. I said, I'm so sorry. I can't. I really can't. I said, I wish I could do more. You had 2 nights. I can't do anything more than this. Like, now you're just really, really pushing it. And it's just feeling even more sketchy. Like, that's a lot of balls, right? You get 2 free nights in a hotel and you're still trying to ask for more. And what happened if I did get her another night, or my sister did? I get another phone call tomorrow. And the next day, it would never end. So as bad as I felt, like if it had just been her and not the baby, I would have said, no, forget it. I wouldn't have done anything the first night. But, because it was a baby, I was trying to help, but I couldn't do it. I was not going to pay for her. I was not going to ask my sister to pay for another night. And she said, oh, I understand. And that was the last I heard of her this morning. I have always been what I call a quack magnet. If anyone who is off or kooky, anything, they inevitably flock to me. I don't know if it's because I'm too nice, if I just have that personality. And I want to help people, I really do. But no, at a certain point, when you're being taken advantage of. And it just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I still pray that she and the baby are safe. I hope they were able to figure it out. And then I was thinking, if I was her, honestly, if I was in that bad a situation, I would sleep in the airport like Tom Hanks in the terminal, because what are they going to do? They don't know when your flight is. Like, as long as you're not making a scene, if you're quiet and minding your own business, stay at the airport. Like, so much of the story was just not adding up, and it was just one thing after another. Very dramatic. I couldn't do it. You guys know I love drama, but not that kind of drama. So that's what I've been dealing with the past couple days. Insane. Will I hear from her again? Who knows? Anyway, okay, so moving on to the next part of my little video here. Oh crap, I just had it written down. So I'm going to be answering these random April tag questions, which is originally from Anne at Dolls in the Cradle. Thank you for this, Anne. I love a good tag. I can never resist. I love these. I love hearing them. I love answering them. And then my girl Sandra tagged me over at Sandra's Frozen in Time Reborns. So we're going to answer a random April tag with 10 this or that. Right, Clarence? Okay, he's very excited. Okay, so the first question is hot or cold drinks? I live in Florida, guys. Cold. I can't do hot drinks. Like, yeah, I do like to drink coffee, not every day. Even iced coffee, like as much as I love iced coffee, I feel like coffee upsets my stomach a lot of the times. Like, I love the taste of it, but then I usually end up regretting it afterwards. And yeah, I love hot chocolate in the winter occasionally, but like tea or things like that, I do not like tea. I drink a cold glass of chocolate milk every morning. I've done that since I was 3 years old. I am Nesquik's biggest fan. And my other drink of choice, and Anne agreed with this, I loved her answer, I am also a Coke Zero addict. I love Coke Zero so much. I drink it probably twice a day. We always stock up when Publix has buy two, get two free cans of Coke Zero. I know it's not great for you, but it doesn't have the calories. So that's kind of what I tell myself. And during the day, I do drink water, but I use the Mio water enhancers that turn it this color. And I know the dyes are bad for you. I know that too. But at the same time, I'm like, but it's water. It's water and I want to hydrate. So that's my other cold drink. So the second question, boiled eggs or fried eggs? I prefer scrambled. I love scrambled eggs, but it cannot be runny. I do not like runny eggs. I don't like over easy with the runny yolk. No. Cook it where it's zero run. I can't do it. Love scrambled eggs. I also love, we always just called it special egg. I guess some people call it eggs in a basket or frog eye or toad eye. I don't like that. I don't like calling it that. But just the fried egg in the middle of a piece of bread, that I love. love, love, love a special egg. Question 3, ice cream or cake? What do you mean or? I I can't do or. Yeah, that's a tough one because okay, so my favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip, but there are other ice cream flavors that I don't love as much. So I do love cake. Most, yeah, I gotta say cake. Yeah, if it's a choice between the two, I love dulce leche cake. Oh my God, have you guys ever had dulce leche? That was what we always had for birthday cakes in my family. Just a can of sweetened condensed milk that's cooked. And it's like caramel, pretty much. So good. Oh my God, I love dulce leche. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, cake, especially dulce leche. Number 4 is hamburgers or hot dogs. Can you say it that way, Carla? Hot dog? Love both. But no, I'm a hamburger girl. Hamburgers are my favorite food. No cheese. I don't want cheese on my burger. Mind you, I will pick it off. Sandra was saying she used to pick the cheese off pizza. I did the same. I am not an overly cheesy person, but I'll eat a grilled cheese. That's what's weird. I don't know. But I love a good burger. Has to be cooked medium well to well done. Sandra, don't give me any of this rare crap with bleeding and red. No, no, I don't want the cow mooing. No, the cow has to be dead. No, cook your burgers. So my husband and I, our first date was at this restaurant called Bear Burger in New York. And yeah, that's where it all started, over burgers, when I met my hubby. The first time we talked on the phone, he said, yeah, I want to take you out to dinner. Like, what do you like to eat? And I said, well, burgers. He said, perfect. I love burgers too. So that's where we met up. Yeah, gotta love a good burger. Question 5 is breakfast or dinner? Now, Sandra and Ann both said they don't eat breakfast. And I think Carla said the same thing. I don't understand that. Can you explain how you guys don't wake up starving? I wake up so hungry. Like, seriously, I cannot miss breakfast. Ask my husband. I turned so cranky. No, I can't wait to eat until 12, 1, 2 o'clock or whatever. No, I love breakfast. I love breakfast for dinner. Breakfast foods are my favorite foods. Give me French toast, bacon extra crispy, scrambled eggs not runny, donuts, pastries, pancakes, waffles. Oh my God, I'm getting so hungry. I absolutely love breakfast foods. But yeah, I mean, dinner's great too, but I stop eating. Oops. Sorry, guys. No, but after dinner, so like I don't eat after like 6 o'clock. I'm done. So I have, a few hours to digest. So I haven't eaten, in a while by the time I wake up. So maybe that's part of it as well. But they say you're supposed to, not eat close to bed. Sandra, remember that. Yeah, definitely breakfast. The next question is roller coaster or Ferris wheel? Guys, I hate roller coasters. Nope, I will not do a roller coaster. I can't stand it, no. I love a good Ferris wheel. You get a nice view. I love the Wonder Wheel at Coney Island. My husband and I would do that all the time. Just seeing the beach and the crowds. I love it. No, a roller coaster? Why? So I can feel like I'm going to throw up? Like, that's not fun for me. No, I don't think that's fun at all. Now, I don't mind rides like the Sizzler where it spins you Like I can do spinning. I can't do the up and down and the dropping and the up and that. No, that's the part I can't do. No. Ferris wheel all the way. And then the next question is book or movie? Book, of course. You guys know what a bookworm I am. The book is almost always better than the movie. The only cases that I've seen where the movie has improved on the book would be Forrest Gump and Pay It Forward. Yeah, I love both of those movies. The books are okay. The movie improved them. That's all I'll say about that. Yeah. Cannot get enough books. I wish I could get paid to read nonstop. Of course I love movies too. But my husband is more of the movie buff. Yeah. Definitely prefer books 100%. And question 8 is rustic or modern. I would say more classic. Yeah, I'm not really modern with the minimalism or, the stark lines and everything. But I'm not really rustic either, like a log cabin or something. So more of like just classic is the only word I can think. Yeah, but classic with a twist is what I'll say, because you guys see my couch. I like color. This is just a slipcover, by the way. But yeah, just more classic than anything, because I want it to feel welcoming and homey, not like a hotel or an office with everything being so stark and modern. But I don't want to be in the woods either. Yeah, so that was question 8. Next question is yacht or jet ski. Definitely put me on a yacht. I love it. I always think of this scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. Remember when Leonardo DiCaprio is throwing out the money? So he has all these $1 bills. He goes, I call these fun coupons. These are fun coupons to me on his yacht. I love it. My uncle did have jet skis when I was a kid. And so I've been on them a couple times. We would take the jet skis out when I was younger. But I wasn't a huge fan. I think they're kind of scary. Oh, but yes, when can we all go on a yacht with our babies? And finally, okay, number 10 is jeans or leggings. Leggings, 100%. I love LuLaRoe leggings. Now, I know there was all this controversy. There was that documentary about how shady LuLaRoe was and everything that went on with that company, which I feel horrible for the people who got caught up in that and lost a lot of money. It's horrible, but I still have a lot of their leggings. I really didn't get rid of a lot of the LuLaRoe I had, because I had a big LuLaRoe collection back in the day. When I first saw it on Facebook, that was the first time I saw LuLaRoe, and I got sucked into all of these Facebook parties and everything, and buying. Then I stopped buying leggings and started buying babies. And we've come full circle. Anyway, that was such a fun tag. I'll leave these questions in the description for whoever wants to answer them. I don't know if I'll tag anyone specifically, but just feel free to join in because I love hearing everyone's answers. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I have rambled on long enough, but I just wanted to update you guys on all the crazy goings on here. And I will see you guys very soon. I am still expecting a few box openings, which I'm very excited about. I think one was shipped out today. I think the other baby is being shipped out Monday. So very exciting, and we will see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed seeing sweet little Clarence. Oh. And I always forget to do this. Let me try to stay still for a thumbnail, because I'm always moving around all over the place. But Okay, I think that's still enough. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a great night, a great weekend. Let me know what's happening in the comments below with your weekend, and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.